But guess what? Fans will turn on you in an instant. The hardcores won't, but the majority of them will. So go ahead, Dame Lillard. Be the freaking 12th seed in the West for the rest of your career, 10th seed in the play-in, playing for play-in. Maybe they'll start giving trophies for play-in winners.
Well, but look at banners.
Yeah, give banners, whatever. Done. I'm done. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Done.
Speaking of a championship pursuit, let's talk about James Harden. He took a he took a $15 million pay cut to stay in Philadelphia on another 2-year extension. And you say to yourself, okay, well, there may be some shady Fanatics side deals going on where he's getting some endorsement money from Michael Rubin, who sold his stake in the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia 76ers right around the same time that we're starting to realize more and more, oh, Harden's going to take a pay cut on this next contract. What that allowed Philadelphia to do is get something that has not existed for this team as long as I've been watching basketball, quite frankly. And that is tough wings that can shoot it and defend. You get that in Danuel House, and more notably, PJ Tucker on the mid-level exception. And it's not just athleticism, basically all the physical characteristics you look for in a championship team that they were lacking, especially in those years of losing. They traded Mikal Bridges for Zaire Smith. They prioritized the star talent. Even TJ McConnell, one of the tough guys, just mini and can't really shoot. His jump shot looks like a upside down tractor trailer beyond like 15. It's disgusting. Neither here nor there. Philadelphia is getting precisely what they need to surround Joel Embiid. You're getting a little more athleticism than what Danny Green provided you. You're getting, with the shooting that Royce O'Neal is giving them, someone that won't be vehemently attacked defensively. For me, this is awesome. I think for Philadelphia, they're getting James Harden in the gym. A dude that's putting his body in the right shape. He's getting ready. He's warming up. He's jettisoning, revving up that hamstring to get ready for the postseason. Or the regular season that we were talking about before. That's where it all starts. And then I think the most underrated move out of them all was acquiring DeAnthony Melton. He's a player that's very sporadic offensively, but he's just a quick guard that can defend. He's not going to be a liability, and he can get pretty darn hot from 3-point range. That is another guy who can defend and shoot it. What else does Philadelphia really need alongside Joel Embiid? Well, it's Joel Embiid staying healthy. So, Brandon, you're pretty big on championship moves. I need to start with you. I can't start with Justin here. Are the Philadelphia 76ers a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference? And if they're not, are they third after Milwaukee and Boston?
Do you mean like regular season? Like where will they finish regular season wise?
Championship odds, that's what we're talking about, right?
No,
Tell me before.
no, not top two. No,
Top
and
3?
that's no.
Miami?
I would probably, in no particular order here, I would probably have Boston, Miami, and Milwaukee ahead of them. Depending on what happens with Brooklyn, I would have them over them if those three the main guys can
How
get
about
on the court
Atlanta, a
together.
team that they cannot overcome last
Who?
postseason? How about Atlanta, a team that gave them a good.
No, no, because I don't think there's not a person on Atlanta that can hold Joel Embiid. And
I think we
then
said that then.
huh?
I think we said that then too in 2021.
Yeah. Um, but I don't know if Philly's done making moves because like I said in previous episodes, there's rumors that Tobias Harris might be traded, so I don't know what they would get for him. Um, Thibault has been on the trade block for a little bit now,
I'll
but
be
yeah,
honest with
no.
you. They can't
Uh,
trade Thibault. When you got a guy who can defend that well, and all he needs is a 3-point shot, can you get that from 30% to 34, 35 where you can play him in the playoffs? That doesn't seem like a distance away. And if you trade him when his value is an all-time low, and then he goes to a team where he can develop that 3-point shot, he is older for a prospect of 25. But I mean, you've seen guys later in their careers develop a 3-ball. It's the one thing that Thibault is missing. If they trade Thibault, I'll be very shocked because it's
yeah.
a terrible use of resources.
So but back to your original point about is Philly a top two championship? No, I think they probably like currently constructed because I have no idea what's going on with Brooklyn. I think they're probably the fourth best team in the East. But once you get to the playoffs, man, sorry, and it's just been proven. I'm looking at the history of the past, what is it? 7, 8 years with
75.
James 7, 8 years with James Harden in the
Oh, yeah.
playoffs. He's shown you his history.
But what about Tyrese Maxey? We saw
Yeah,
him take. He was the most improved player last year, and he wasn't ready in the playoffs. He was just 21 years old. It's a kid, barely
no,
old
and
enough
but
to
he's only gonna be
drink.
22 next year, John. He's still gonna need time to get to that level, and I just don't think he's ready to take that next step yet. I think he could, but I don't think it was a bit is gonna be next year, especially when you consider it's not just look at them, it's look at the teams that gotta get through. Boston made a big upgrade with Malcolm Brogdon, okay? Milwaukee's gonna have Middleton back. They're still I mean, Giannis is still a top 5 player in this league,
Top one.
in your opinion. Miami's still there. They're not going nowhere. Philly, to me, it's just I don't believe in James Harden. And then another thing, like you were saying with injuries wise, and Embiid, it's sometimes it's not even just injuries. It's this guy could have a stomach flu and that's going to keep him out of game.
Well,
It
isn't
I think he how many injuries did he end up with this in the playoffs? I think he had like 3 or 4 different injuries at one point.
it was the thumb concussion,
Orbital, I think, right? And
orbital,
then a
yeah, with
knee
the
injury or
concussion.
something like that.
I don't know
So
if there
another
was.
thing in the
I don't
little
think there was a lower body, but I mean, when you're
there
playing
was
like
another there was something, but like it's
playing at
just like you're
260,
playing with that many in like that just shows you right there, like, Jesus, man.
but that's freak stuff, though, dude. The thumb stuff with Pascal's, the face with Pascal, you can't control that. And I think for
Ricky.
Embiid, he's taking incredible care of his body, especially after
He
having
has
a
tried.
becoming a
He has
father.
tried.
He has tried. No, no, he's taking tremendous care of his body. Those weren't lower body extremities. That was his thumb. You hurt your thumb, that's usually not because, your bones are weak. Oftentimes just because of freak incident. And
Yeah.
you look at the orbital fracture, dude, how will I take care of your body is not going to prevent you colliding with Pascal Siakam, who maybe has a strong jaw or what have you, and all of a sudden you can't see for the next 5 days. I think it's unfair to just look at Joel Embiid's history where the Sixers held him out for the process and say, "Oh, I can't play." I think for Philly, the bigger issue is load managing this guy more. I think legitimately with Joel, you just need a minute. Like once you have a top 3 seed on lock, bro, this this end him. This get him ready for the postseason because we're seeing every year whether it's a freak injury or it's him not taking care of his body or the team just stinks when he is healthy. You need a healthy Joel because they're going nowhere without him. He's a top 5 or 6 player to me, maybe even top 3 or 4, but he's healthy. And him being healthy, it's not like Anthony Davis who doesn't give a shit. Pardon my language. He does. He really does care. And he wants to win a championship so badly. There's that hunger there. I think for
Yeah.
Philly, they just have to protect him. You look at Tyrese Maxey, you see what James Harden can give you. One of the 3 best playmakers, maybe 5 at worst. He can shoot it. If the burst is just a little bit there, he's giving to
Can
23 a game.
Can he shoot
he
it?
really shoot it though?
Yeah, that's the big question. See, that's my thing when it comes to Philly. Like, I would believe them more if I knew what I'm getting out of James Harden. I want that scoring version of James Harden back. I want to see 28, 29 a game. I don't want 21 points a game for James Harden when he got to Philly. That's not the James Harden we know.
19 a game in the postseason on what was the efficiency? 58% true shooting. That's okay. It's just in the moments where it matters most, he gets outscored by PJ Tucker.
But my biggest thing is James Harden needs to really take the reins and not saying it's his team, it's Embiid's team, but he's a spark plug on the offensive end. And while yes, he's an amazing playmaker, the guy might give you 10, 11 assists a night. But what made James Harden so special was the guy was unguardable. The guy can make shots left and right. He will give you 30 points a game, give you 11 assists a night. What with Embiid and with all those other guys on the Sixers, this might be one of the most, if not the most talented team he's ever played on. They can win a championship,
No.
but it like I said, I don't know what version of James Harden we're gonna get. So I can't sit here and say, yeah, Philly's a top 3 team in the East because if we were getting MVP Harden, I would say yes in a heartbeat.
But see, here's the thing about that, even with MVP Harden, that's in the regular season.
Mm.
I've seen this guy, and you guys have seen him in the playoffs not show up. Time in and time out. He's done it. Eventually, this guy is showing you who he is, but you don't want to realize it or see it. He's shown you what he is in the playoffs. He's gonna miss the shots. He's gonna turn the ball over at a high rate. I I don't know
Let me
what
add
he
to
needs
that.
to. He's shown you.
There is a difference between, in a way, the number two behind an MVP candidate and being the main man. The similarities is he's still the lead perimeter guy. And with Philadelphia, the thing that they're lacking with Ben Simmons and without him was that go-to perimeter dude. Tyrese Maxey's very good, but we just saw he's not that lead guy yet. If he's your number two next to a proven star that's going to show up, oh my God, he's tremendous. Amazing. He can knife through the defense, and when you got Harden and Embiid pick and roll, it's brilliant. You then pair some defenders around them, they're going to be tough. Top five team on both ends. While Harden is no longer the number one, he doesn't have to lead the team in scoring. He does have to be the lead offensive cog on the perimeter. He has to get it all going. It's not just the playmaking, it's the duality of the shot creating. He needs to get you a bucket when you need it. Because oftentimes when Embiid's getting double teamed or even triple and he's passing out, you need Harden to step up, not just make shots, but create shots for himself just to get you out of a rut. When Embiid's off the floor, he needs to be able to give you a bucket because Tyrese Maxey can't just do it alone. That is what worries me. The fact that can he still be that lead? It's not just giving to 26. I don't care about that. Is he going to show up in those moments? And like you said, in the postseason when he's going 4 of 11, 2 of 9 in elimination games,
And he's crumbled.
hasn't been there. And you can't deny that with Harden. Sure, he's had some, especially in OKC, helped bring them to the finals in 2011 or 2012. Yeah, 2012. Wrong year. Come on, John. You know
Yeah,
better
but he
than that.
crapped out in the finals. He didn't really play
Well,
good.
to be fair, as a sixth man in his third season, I mean, he
Yeah,
was
but if you're gonna give him
Tyrese
credit
Maxey's
for
age.
helping them lead to the finals, then you got to discredit him when he doesn't show up in the
Well, they
finals.
don't get there without him. He had a brilliant
I
game in the
understand that, but they
conference
didn't.
finals.
They didn't win it because he was one reason they didn't win it.
Well, I mean, do they win it because they're lacking experience against Miami and had Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant there for the first time, or is it because James Harden coming off the bench?
I
Which
don't
one?
know. No, I'm saying he's one. I didn't say he was the main reason. I'm saying he's one of the reasons they didn't win it.
And it's when you got a six-man spark score, he's not gonna be the one that wins you it. He's gonna be himself.
No,
And Harden in that playoff series was a young six-man coming off the bench. He had some good games, he had some bad ones. But the thing that stands out most is dropping 30 points against San Antonio. I believe it was game two, showing up in the fourth quarter, and I believe it was an elimination game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was like 9 years old. In game, what was it, 3, 4, 5, in game six versus the Spurs. So I mean, we can discredit him for those playoff runs when he was the number 2/3 in OKC 10 years ago. Okay, I get it. He
yeah.
has had some moments, but outside of that, you're totally right. I mean, he hasn't been that guy, you know. So can he be that now in Philadelphia as the lead perimeter dude? We're gonna find out in 9 months. And my gut feeling, you know, if you put like a Nerf gun to my head, I'm saying no. I don't see it.
Can't see it.